Good morning, everybody. I want to thank everybody who was here for part one of this two-part series. I am Vincent R. Curie, President of Cooperative Real Estate USA, and I'm here to talk to you guys about hyperlocal social media, which is becoming the rage in the real estate industry. And just a quick review of what we covered last time on the and I'm just starting here basically where we left off on part one. What we outlined basically is to just don't make it all about real estate. You know, you want to make it personal. You want people to know that you're a real human being and that you're not you're a part of the community and you care about the community. I think a lot of people, they start this real estate thing and they just start ramming listings and sales down everybody's throat. And I find over the years, 25 years of doing real estate, that it turns people off to a degree when they feel like you're just in it for the money, or that you're just, cutthroat, that they just see you as a person that's real estate. So you want to soften that up a little bit. And, I believe that most people do have a passion for something, and to be able to share things mixed in with your real estate post on social media that show that you're a human being, or you're out with your family at the beach, for example, if you live near the ocean, and show the people that you are a compassionate person and that you have a family and, this is your job. I think that sometimes I've seen people and some of the no-nos that I had mentioned before, stay away from any type of a political discussion. I've seen through the years, and I know that you've seen as well, these hot topics where people are being very opinionated. I would keep that off of your personal social media. That's for everyday Americans that can do that, but we're in a different profession. And if you're choosing to do real estate as a profession, you need to know that consumers are going to look at you. They're going to look you up on social media. They're going to friend request you. They're going to know your inside. And if you post a religious thing, for example, politics, religion, those are big things to stay away from on social media, because you're going to offend somebody. And as John Lennon once said in a song, that if there was no religion and no politics, I don't know if he said the politics part, but that's really what's causing a lot of conflict, not only in our country, but in the world. So you want to keep it very positive and upbeat. So I love this picture because it just reminds me of like some happy family or a bunch of people getting together there and just showing camaraderie and that you're a good person. So let's stick with those types of messages on your social media. And I cannot caution you enough about that. Last week we were talking about posting, and I want to get into specifics on how to hit specific demographics, and I think really that's why the people are tuned in today. They want to know specifically how to. So, these are some examples of one of those is just basically my website, and I think we covered this briefly last week. I will specifically boost that, and you'll see I reference at the top of Tampa Bay Real Estate. You'll see underneath it. Incidentally, if you have any of your business page, and I hope some of you set up your business page like I suggested last week if you do not have one, because I'm going to give a little bit of an example today on that. And if you have one, it's real easy to finish up with this webinar, and you could literally start boosting a post 5 minutes after we finish this webinar today, and I think you'll see that it'll change the direction of your real estate career. This particular example that you see, I've used the same basic message. One of them was a video. One of them is just my website. You want to have a call to action on some of your postings, and really, I'd say 99% of them, of your business postings, should have a call to action. Sometimes you just want to boost a sale or something, and you may make something really a quick message, but I think that you need to judge these postings. A lot of people judge them by the amount of views or the amount of comments that you get. I mean, as far as the money of likes and the comments that you get, but you can actually see when you boost a post on those examples right there, that video shows you on the left that 7,300 people reached the video. That's not how many people viewed it. That might be somebody scrolling down their news feed and seeing just what you see on your screen. The other side is 1,157 people. You'll say reached it. They might have just showed up in their news feed. So you can look on a video, and this is an example of a property that I posted last month of a new listing that I took, and me and Victoria, my business partner here locally, will shoot videos inside the houses and do a video walkthrough. And we typically will boost these for, we'll typically spend that first week maybe $5 a day for 7 days on a new listing. It's not an expensive undertaking. However, you'll see that we did get, the people that were reached were almost 6,000. And that little yellow line just basically shows you how far you are into your boost. When it hits the section that says boosted, you're finished with it. But you can see the amount of people by the highlighted area. But of that 6,000 people, about half the people viewed the video, or at least clicked it and started to view the video. So, I mean, that's a pretty good ratio of people. Now, my objective here is not necessarily to get an immediate listing off of this, because this is hyper-local social media farming, and this is how to become the expert in your area. So you're not, it's like the people that send out postcards, and they say, well, Vince, I sent out 2,000 postcards to my neighborhood and I didn't get a call back, so I'm not going to send out postcards anymore. That's why they call it farming, and this is a variation of farming. The main objective here is you want to put your face in front of people. You want to show yourself as a neighborhood expert. You want to show people that you're doing business in the community. So I am, on these slides that you see here, I do focus on the business because ultimately we do want to get business. But even on your business page, you want to post those personal videos of you. I know Robert Jerome's a good friend of mine there in South Florida, and he's very good at posting pictures. He's got a beautiful newborn baby, and to me that really shows that he's a human. He's a dad. He's a proud father. He posts a lot of family pictures and mixed in with his real estate stuff. So I think that's a good example of what everybody should be doing with these types of postings. So if you look on the bottom, just on this particular slide, you'll see a boosted post. Well, if you go to your business page, if you will, that hopefully you already have, you'll see anything that you put there, it'll say boost. Now, if there's a lot of writing, for example, if you're posting a picture that already has writing on it, or if you're posting a video with a lot of words that are superimposed into the video, there's a pretty good chance that they're going to reject it. On Facebook, I know that they've rejected quite a bit. I think if more than 70% of the video has any type of word or verbiage content on it, they'll typically reject that. So when you boost it, a few minutes later, you may get an approval, but about an hour later, you're going to get it. They're going to stop the boost. So the less words you put on the video or on the picture that you are boosting, the better. And then on the actual boost, on the actual post above it, you can write whatever you want. So that's typically something that I'm putting there, your phone number or your call to action or a website there. So I think that's important to just know those things, because you're going to wonder why you got rejected, and that would be the reason for your rejection. But as you go into these boosts, when you click boost, you're going to immediately get to a demographic area, because you can boost it, and if you don't really do anything, there's going to be a little questionnaire when you click boost, and they're going to ask for your credit card information, and once a month they're going to bill that credit card and whatnot, because I know that's a question that's going to come up on how to pay for it. But that's just all basic stuff that'll get set up. When you click boost the post, you're going to have a little questionnaire that's going to pop up over there to the left side of your screen, and it's going to say, because otherwise it's just going to go to everybody on Facebook. You don't want to do that. you want to boost it, and you typically want to boost it to a city. And in my example, I can hit Lutz. If you're in Tampa, you just hit Tampa. If you're in New York, you would hit whatever city that you're in. Now, many of you live in big cities, and even my North Tampa area, in Tampa, there's cities within cities, and then there's zip codes within those cities. So I want to talk about targeting a little bit, because it really is amazing the demographics, and I don't know where Facebook gets these demographics from, but they are, it's actually pretty amazing. And I'm going to get to that in a minute, because I'm going to finish with exactly how to do that, because I think that's the most important thing, and I want to have that fresh in your head as we end this session today, because what I'm hoping is that a lot of people are going to hang up and immediately go in there and start playing with that and start boosting some of these posts and start this, because compared to the cost of direct mail, and like I mentioned on the last webinar, you be very conscientious of the age of the people. And one of the things I like about newer construction, if there's new construction in your area, it seems to be a younger crowd that buys the new construction. It's the younger families. Those are the people that are more in tune with social media. If you're in an area with if it's an over 55 community, for example, I would say postcards are probably a more effective means at this point. But as the technology keeps moving forward, those types of prehistoric marketing, if you will, and that I still use, because, like I said, depending on the age bracket, some neighborhoods do require this. But this certainly is a reinforcement. If somebody is sharp on social media, this is a reinforcement for them. So I had talked about that Got Realtor campaign was one of the most effective ones I had ever done on postcards. And I just went ahead and took that picture and posted it on Facebook. And I boosted that. And you'll see on there, there's the call to action, Lutz area home value. 7,300 people. I think we got 2 listings off of this. It was a very popular post. Just like I knew that there would be a, that it was a popular postcard. Of course, I know that transcends. So anything that's popular is going to be popular. I like tying myself up to anything that's popular in the media. I know a while back I used to send out postcards with that little Taco Bell Chihuahua, and I actually got a letter from Taco Bell to cease and desist using my grandmother's Chihuahua in my ads, because it was, I think it was the Yo Quiero Vince Arcuri instead of the Yo Quiero Taco Bell. And it was a very cute thing, but I got a lot of listings out of it before I was told to stop. So, you know, relevant things, not politics, not religion, are good to post in your feed over there. And then also, of course, if you have any type of a lead capture system or a back office system, I know we have Core Technologies. There's Commissions Inc. There's a million of them out there. And, you know, I like to tie and go into GoDaddy and get a nice, cute domain name to attach my page to, because ultimately when you're giving them a call to action, they may go to your website, or they can go directly to this page, for example, the Stop Renting Tampa. And this is a boost. And, you know, getting into the specifics of Facebook, and this is one of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys about. And I'm gonna pull up a picture that I have over here, because I wanted to talk about some of the demographics that they have, and some of the things that they have in Facebook for you to choose from is first-time home buyers and renters. So you can imagine, if I'm going to post this particular thing on my news feed, I'm going to make a post on the top that's driven towards, you know, why are you renting? If there's new construction in the area, I'm going to say something like, I can get you into a brand new home with no money down and payments less than you're paying in rent right now. That's a very, if you're renting and you're in that area, and you may have some questions, hey, to get pre-qualified, you know, they're going to call you, they're going to ask you some questions about it, or they're going to go here and start searching for properties. And when they go to the site and start searching for properties, we all know we catch them, we capture their information, and we start the relationship that's going to we're going to start a relationship that's it may be a week, it may be a month, it may be a year, but that's what we're doing is we're building up leads. But the demographics are amazing to me. There is a demographic on price point of a house in a particular area. You can, for example, and I'm going to use Tampa as an example because these are things that I've done in Tampa, but you can go into and say, I'm going to look for homeowners that are likely to move, that are worth between, and I'll click the icons maybe that say 500,000 to 750, 750 to 1 million, 1 million to a million to, and I click all the high-end stuff, and I could really push my message directly to the people that I'm trying to get to. Sometimes I think when you're farming an area, for example, to keep it very simple, and when you're in that first page and you're initially making your post and you click boost, it's just going to ask you a city. Now, sometimes if you're in a smaller area, like I'm in this Lutz area that they call North Tampa, I'm blessed that they call it by a different name, because when I just click Lutz, the little map pops up and there's 3 zip codes in that Lutz area. And Lutz is a very common area of Tampa, so people know all about Lutz and where Lutz is, etc., etc. So I just basically boost things that are real estate related to Lutz. And I'm really not concerned with getting that specific on the demographics because I really want everybody. I want renters to look at it. I want homeowners to look at it. I want everybody in Lutz to know that I'm the real estate guy. And when we talk about doing things, charitable things, a toy drive during Christmas or whatnot, people will come up and talk to you about that. I want everybody to participate in that. Once again, it shows the human side of you. It shows that you're just not in it for the money, that you actually care about the community. I think you'll find if you sponsor a little league team or if you go to a high school football game that's in your area, that once you start doing this type of marketing, people will come up to you and start talking to you and engaging real estate conversations with you. So, be with your niche. If you're at the Little League field, post some pictures from the Little League field and talk to people about it. Another big hot thing for me is just taking out your phone and shooting a little short video. I like to keep the videos about 1 minute to 2 minutes long. I almost think 2 minutes is too long. I call it something and I would just say, watch this 1 minute video about why you should use a lockbox when selling your home. Now, you can boost these posts, like I said, every week. You could maybe spend $5 a day for the week and post that video on why you should use a lockbox for your home. Maybe talk about re-landscaping your home if you're thinking of putting your home. And you're always going to reference that series as tips for selling your home for the most money. You're not necessarily going to say, call me right now, I'm going to do a market analysis on your home. Make your series about home tips and how to improve the value of your home. You will become the expert in your community by doing these types of postings, and it's very effective. This is one of the biggest things that I do, having your home professionally staged. I know everybody in the Associate Works platform, you can get a staging designation here. That's something that I would put on the post and say, having your home professionally staged traditionally will show the homes sell a month faster and for 5% higher. I'm a professional stager. I have my designation, and I would write that in the post. If you'd like me to stage your home, give me a call, your phone number, and post the video. You could talk about financing. You could get your lender to appear with you and talk about new financing guidelines or new programs for people that have maybe used to have to wait 3 years to get a new mortgage. If you had a short sale and there's a new program out that shaves a year off of that. But that's an audience. They're hearing this information from you first. You may make a short video on 1031 property exchanges if you've got a background with that. You may want to promote a seminar on a particular area of town in a particular zip code at an event, and do an event and say the state of the property values in Lutz, the state of the property values in North Carolina, and target it to a certain zip code and say that this particular thing, you may want to get a lender to sponsor that event. You could promote that for a few weeks. And, like we talked about in part 1 of this series, it's about meeting people. This business is all about, so any type of marketing that you do, the more people that you meet, the more opportunities that are going to be put in front of you. This is a great way of meeting people without, they feel like they know you. It gives them a comfort level when they see you repetitively on their social media newsfeed, and they feel like they know you. And it's just like these Hollywood celebrities, and people see them in person, and everybody wants to get a picture of them, or, oh my gosh, that's Tom Cruise, or whoever they see out in public. It almost gives you a local famous feel where you become that local celebrity in your field, and it does work. So I want to reiterate again about those videos. Make them short, make them sweet. Anybody that's been to my Facebook page on my Tampa Bay page that's highlighted in these slides will see that I've got some of those videos in there, and they've been boosted before, and they are very, very effective. So I want everybody to just not to get overly excited with and start bombarding these videos. It's a mistake that I made initially, and I was so anxious. I shot so many videos, and I was just posting a different video message every day. Just once you start rolling with this, you have a tendency to get carried away. So I think the smart thing to do, you run out of topics pretty quick, believe me. You might think I can come up with 200 topics. Well, you think you can, but to say something that's engaging, that's going to keep the people's attention for 45 seconds, you do want to keep it short and sweet. So, to me, the ideal video length is 45 seconds to a minute, and you can put at the top, a minute with George, 1 minute with George, how to increase the value of your home. Any homeowner is going to want to watch that. So, and it's, if you put in your news feed the descriptive of the video, here's a quick tip on how to increase the property value of your home without spending a fortune, and give them tips and tell them, if you can come up with 52 topics, and once you've come up with a handful of them, once you've got 20 of them, you can just go back and start with number 1 and repeat it over and over and over again. So I think that's one of the best things that people can do. And then I cannot emphasize, and I keep coming back to this, giving back to the community, because it does create a bit of trust. It's very trust when people see that you're giving back to the community, and that you're sponsoring a little league team, or that you're doing a toy drive during the holidays, or you're volunteering during Thanksgiving at a community event to feed homeless, for example. It doesn't have to be in the exact area that you're farming. You may be on the other end of town, but it's important to post those things and show people that you do have heart. So I do want to get a little bit into the specifics of the boosting, because I think that's, when this is not going to be a very long session today, so I want to get into this boosting specifics. And one of the things, as you're in this Facebook and you do your initial boost, and we had talked about doing a boost in Tampa, let's say, and you just hit Tampa, and that's about all you're going to do, is you might be able to hit a zip code in there and save that zip code. And that's, to me, that's a basic, you're good to go right there. And if that's all you did, and you're going to reach a lot of people, and that's probably the most cost-effective way to do it. But I do believe that in farming, that in smaller groups and getting directly into your community, if you've got a smaller zip code within that area that you're farming, you can go to. And I'm looking at another computer here, so I'm just going to go back to, if you go to your Facebook page, and there's a bar all the way at the top, and on the end of the blue, the last option, when you drop down, there's a section there that's going to ask you if you want to edit, and it says your ads. You're going to manage your ads. And when you click manage ads, you're actually going to, when you click that, it's going to give you 2 options. You're either going to be able to manage the ad that you did, or which what I mean is, you may want to edit the post. You might have made a typographical error or whatever, and then there's another one's you're going to manage where it's going. It's very clear, the 2 options that you have, if you read next to it. And when you click down on there, it's going to give you some detailed marketing. And make sure that you scroll down, because it does tell you the amount of audience that you're going to hit. And it does give you suggestions when you get into the detailed targeting. There's a suggestion box there. And anything that you hit with home ownership in it, for example, and when it gets so ridiculous, it'll have green families. You can hit families that are very green. You can hit multifamily homes. You can hit grandparents, condominiums, types of homes, schools that you went to, income levels of the people that you're targeting. Do they own? Do they rent? Are they likely to move? In my zip code. And sometimes I'll do a smaller boost and say likely to move. I don't know how Facebook, for example, gets the information, but it seems to be pretty accurate to me, because when I boost specific audiences like that, it seems like I'm getting those types of people that are asking me for a market analysis, or they're thinking about moving. I think they just base that on the averages of how long a person has lived in a home and versus what the national average is. But you're playing the averages here as well. So you're able to go in there, and if you're targeting, for example, if you're targeting a new listing that's 500,000, you may want to go in there and target people that are renting that have a certain income bracket. And the little bar is going to show up and tell you how many people are going to be in that audience. Sometimes you can click too many boxes, and here's the biggest mistake that I think when you're getting into some of these, people get so excited when they see all these options that they think that they keep clicking things. This price income, this education income, homeowners likely to sell. You start putting too many things together, and you're going to have an audience of about 5 people that are going to be looking at your post. And my experience with this, it's very exciting to play with those demographics and to get specific on a specific post. But most of your posts need to be back where you started and hit that area in the zip code. I'm finding that if you look at the little bar graph, it's going to show you how many potential targets that you have. And I want to talk briefly about money and the amount of money that this costs, because when you go to that very first page that I'm talking about and you click boost and you start hitting your zip code, a little bar is going to show up on the bottom, and it's going to tell you how many people you're going to hit. For example, if you said you wanted to spend $5 a day, it may tell you that there's 19,000 people in that zip code. And you want to spend $5 a day, and it's going to hit 6,000 people a day. It's going to tell you it's going to hit 6,000 people a day. I know people that make the mistake of not paying attention to that bar, and they'll spend $50 a day, for example, and they're only going to hit 7,000 people. And you pay attention to that, and that's a dramatic scale. But I mean, typically for me, I'll go into my Lutz area, and it'll say that I'm going to hit that there's 18 or 19,000 people in this zip code that I'm trying to hit. And if I spend $5 a day, it says, okay, you're going to hit 10,000 of these 19,000 people a day. And if I went up to $100 a day, I'm only going to hit 13,000 people. So pay attention to that bar and scale that down. Start off with, look at it, study it, and know how many people that you're hitting, because I think the biggest financial mistake is that you're spending money that you could be spending on multiple days on a one-day boost. And that's why I like these long 7-day boosts, $5 a day. I have a friend of mine that owns an air conditioning company. And every time I called him up, I said, dude, how much are you spending on, he just ran an ad. He didn't run a boost. You can go in there, by the way, and do an ad. And just take a picture of you and put the logo of your company next to it, real estate agent. And don't make it too wordy, because you don't want it to get rejected. And so that people see your face for recognition, you can run an ad. He runs this ad for $5 a day. And I'm telling you, this guy's in my news feed. I told him, I want to punch you. You're in my news feed so much. And he said, and I want to punch you, because every time I turn on the computer, I see you. And we laugh about it, because ultimately that's what we want. We want people to see you, and if you've got an engaging message for them or a little video, or it's not offensive to them, you're always going to have people that are going to be agitated. They're going to post things like, get out of my news feed. How are you in my news feed so much? There's a degree of people that are very, very cantankerous in nature. And there's going to be, with every success, there's going to be hatred. When I was sending out postcards, I would get my postcards mailed back to my home with horrible messages. I've had my postcards put under my windshield wiper of my car at my home with devil horns drawn on it. People are, you're doing any type of advertising, any type of self-promotion for your business, you're going to get some negativity. I would say, if anything, once you start to get those types of messages, and you can just X off of it on your newsfeed and ban the user. So now when you ban the user, they're never going to see your news feeds again. It's almost like taking them off of your mailing list. It's very simple. When you see the negative comment, you click their name, a little option box comes up, and it's just like blocking somebody on Facebook, except on your business page, it says ban user. When you're getting that type of feedback from people, you can rest assured your message is getting out and that it's very effective. I actually use that as a gauge to see if it's working or not, because when you're getting that type of a response from people, you know that you're in their face, you know that your message is getting out to the community, and you know that 70% of the people really don't care. It's just you're planting a memory seed in the back of their mind that you're the real estate person and the go-to person, and you're building an image for yourself by using social media, and that you're active in the community. I think you see most agents that do any type of marketing on Facebook, it's very broad and general, and they push it out to the masses, and it's not very endearing to their image, if you will. So I like to do the community events and the things like that are not very expensive to do, or if there is a community event, to post from the community event and talk about how great it is. And that's why I said that 1% where you're not going to do a call to action. Those are the types of things that, if you post something at an event like that and then post your call to action, it's like, whoa, here's the person that's he's looking to get business out of everything that he does. So, promote a local business, if you will. I know a friend of mine in Arizona, and she likes to go to local businesses, and she'll go in there and eat and have a great meal, and she'll post something. You don't really have to boost those posts per se, because I think as people start to like your business page and they start to like your post and they start to visit that page when they see you in their news feed, they'll see a lot of community events. So you don't have to really spend as much. Sometimes I'll spend $3 for a day just to boost it for one day for $3, which is the minimum. And into that community, it's not a lot of money. And then when the people visit your page, some people are seeing that, and it does give a very warm and endearing image for you and your business. So I can't stress that enough as well. Some of the things that you're going to do as well is when you and ask your friends, to go on that Facebook page that you created last week, or that you've got your business page, and ask for reviews. Get your past customers, just like Zillow, just like LinkedIn. You want to have reviews, and have 10 or 12 reviews from happy customers there, so when the other people do visit it, they can see some positive reinforcement on the message that you're sending out. So a lot of times you can get, and I will tell you one thing that I did that was really, really good, is I'd send out a sold, and this is, you want to get engagement, and this is a great way to get engagement on your page. You send out a boost to your zip code, a very simple boost, and take a picture of a house that you've sold, preferably a very nice one, and take a picture of it and put it on your news feed and say, hey, contest. Of all the correct answers, the people that guess which neighborhood I sold this house, and if you can guess what neighborhood this house is in, all the correct answers are going to go into a pool, and I'm going to send out a $25 gift card by a certain date. So the people will go on there, everybody starts guessing, and you get 20 correct guesses, and you pick somebody, and you go deliver the $25 gift card and take a picture of it and say, hey, or take a picture with that person and say, this is the winner of the $25 Starbucks gift card. Stay tuned to my page for more contests. And sometimes you can maybe get your lender to appear and get your lender to throw in a $25 Starbucks gift card, for example. And stay involved. Try to get the email addresses. Put the people into your drip campaign. Ask people to go out and meet you at your event and mention that ad. And just that you'll have perks for them, or you'll give them a free home warranty when they list their home if they mention your ad out in person when they see you, or they mentioned social media. If it's something that you're doing already, and to me, a free home warranty to get a listing is a pretty simple price to pay. So you want to also add things of value and say things to your little videos that you're shooting. For example, if you can sell your home by the end of July, and I'll sell your home for top dollar and give you a free home warranty. If you would like information on how home warranties increase the value of your house while insuring your house while it's listed, give me a call at this phone number. So those are very basic fundamentals of hyperlocal social media, and I do think that this is a highly effective way that's only going to increase in value for us as we go on. I know any of you that have younger children, I think you already see that Facebook is becoming something that the younger kids, I have teenage daughters, and 2 of my 3 don't even use Facebook anymore. They've gone on to this Snapchat and these other things, and I know a lot of us, we saw when Twitter kind of took face and took hold, and a lot of these posts, by the way, you link, and there's apps that you can get that will link your Facebook and your Twitter, so whenever you post one of these things with the video or whatnot, or one of your messages, provided that it's not too long and you're just using a quick one it will put it on Twitter as well. And the Snapchat, I still don't understand Snapchat. Kids just taking pictures of their everyday life and sending it out to their friends. And that's why everybody has their face buried in their phones. But keep in mind that most of the people today don't want to talk to a real estate agent. They don't want to talk to people in general. So they will respond to a post. They'll ask a question. They'll direct message you before they ever pick up the phone and call anybody. And I find myself, even now as a 52-year-old man, I get annoyed when people leave me a voice message. I'm like, why don't you just text me instead of leaving me this 15-minute message? I know a friend of mine even leaves on his voicemail, hey, thanks for calling, but to tell you the truth, texting is a better way. And it's like, it sounds crazy, but it's the society, it's where we're getting to. And you can see in any market I can go into and see somebody that 10 years ago was a big dominant player in the real estate industry, and you can see them slowly fading out. And that's because, in my view, they're not keeping up with the technology. I see companies, I see real estate agents, brokerages, companies that are just fading and fading because they're just not keeping up with the technology. And that's our responsibility. It's not the brand's responsibility. It's not your broker's responsibility. It's our responsibility to stay on top of what's relevant. So I congratulate everybody for attending this 2-part series, and I certainly hope that if you've gotten something out of this that you can immediately implement in your business. If anybody would like to email me any questions about this, you can email me. My direct email is vince@headofrealestate.com. Those of you who know me know that I'm bald. So it's vince@headofrealestate.com. And I'll be happy to answer any specific questions and send you some pictures of what these ads look like, or what these demographics look like. And I'll definitely would be happy to help anybody that wants to get started on this. So once again, I'm Vince Arcuri, President of Cooperative Real Estate. Hope you got something out of this. Thank you for attending, and we look forward to seeing you at the next session. So thank you very much, everybody. Feel free to email me, as I told you. Vince Arcuri. Thank you.